And welcome back to Pewter Power. Joe Bell, Mike Dean, we are ready to go for the first game of the season versus the Carolina Panthers. And it's a brand new clean slate. Preseason we were okay.
Yeah,
we're 2-2. But I'm saying it doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter.
Count that, so I don't really care.
Exactly.
Actually, we are not lost a game yet.
There you go.
That's how I look at it. At 4-12 last year, we have not lost a game.
There you go.
So let's go backwards for a few seconds. Let's talk about what already happened with the final cuts.
Gotcha.
I know you made some notes too. The only ones I saw that were really interesting were Taquan Underwood, the wide receiver. I'm very surprised, but I can tell you why. Jordan Shipley, the wide receiver. Safety Larry Asante, he's been with the team a couple years, just didn't make it now that Rondé moved to safety. And tight end Drake Dunsmore, who was a 7th-round pick. Those were the main ones that I saw.
What you thought. The 53-man roster was cut down. That's what the Wayne's ones we thought. In fact, I thought Taquan Underwood would make the team.
You don't want to know why he didn't make the team?
Let's ask that.
We'll find that out because in punt and kick returns, he is not a punt and kick returner. They had to keep Sammy Strotter
and
Preston Parker and Michael Smith. Right. Preston Parker's not even on the depth chart on punt and kick returns.
He's the backup to the backup.
To the backup to the backup to the bench backup.
Okay.
I think Shiano is going to run back before Preston Parker does again.
Okay, that's good.
Just saying there. Also, the Bucs claimed a couple players, which we wondered why they only kept a couple of defensive linemen. They only kept 3 in the 53-man. They actually picked up defensive tackle Corey Irvin from Jacksonville, good player, a guard, Julian Vandervelde from Philadelphia, another good one, and a center guard, Cody Wallace from San Francisco. So they did pick up 3
free
offense and defensive lines that were available right after the cuts.
Which is what we said last week. We knew they were going to do.
Exactly. So they did. You know, those could end up being, they're not glamour picks, but they're picks that Tampa really needed.
Right. And we'll talk a little bit more.
You're not getting a LeGarrette Blount.
Exactly.
But you're getting a great player.
But Dominic has a way of making those players, or Enciano has make the way those players come out a little bit. So
now they did add a running back. They added running back DJ Ware from the New York Giants. Now, he never ran the ball a whole lot, but, of course, offensive coordinator for Tampa was with the Giants before. He knew the young man. Good to have that extra running back in the stable.
And then what Shiano has said already, he's come out and said it pretty much Ware's going to be a 3rd down back. That's what he's 3rd down back. So that tells me, and we'll talk a little bit more when we get to the offensive set on next segment, is what's going to happen with Blount and Martin. So I think I may be right on that one, but we'll talk about that.
I think you will be right on that one. There's no question. All right, so we're getting into Carolina at Tampa Bay at 4:20 on Sunday. I think is when kickoff is going to be. Probably going to be blacked out, which is unfortunate for the fans locally not to see the first game.
But you can watch us, or actually see the game on Facebook with us.
Yeah, because we're going to be there, so we're going to be Facebooking the information as the game goes along.
I'll be tweeting.
And you will be able to hear it on the radio, I'm sure.
Sure.
So you'll be able to get it in some way or another. Let's throw up some keys to the game real quick. Let's talk about these, what we think are important to this game against the Carolina Panthers. Of course, they need to find their strength. Greg Schiano wants to be a running team, run the ball. We have to prove we can run the ball early against Carolina so that we don't get forced into a passing game too quickly.
Right.
Correct?
Yep.
Secondly, force Cam Newton out of the pocket. If he sits in the pocket and we don't get any pressure, he is going to eat them alive. People don't realize how good of a passer he is when he has time. We need to get him out of the pocket, make him run, get him to the outside so we can get short yardage.
Okay.
Last but not least, and the one we used all of last year, stop the run.
There you go.
I repeat, stop the run.
So that's
They averaged over 200 yards a game of opposing offenses.
Well, that's why they shored
up
the defensive line. That's why they try to get the linebackers in there. That's why they try to get in the thing. So Schiano's defense is predicated on a little bit blitzing style. We'll talk a little bit more in depth on that. But Cam Newton, I think, is the key for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And now you ask why. Cam Newton, because he is what everything goes around. You're talking about a guy who had 35 total TDs last year, 17 passing. 14 passing, 21 passing, 14 running. Himself.
Yeah.
Himself.
He is the key to their entire offense. I know they do have D'Angelo Williams.
Jonathan Stewart. Smith on the outside.
Which is even worse because if you let Cam Newton get a little bit of a groove on, those two will start pounding the ball. They killed us in rushing yardage last year.
So your 2 keys is stop Cam Newton and the rush are pretty much intertwined with Cam Newton, basically.
They are.
And he's going to have a spot,
and it's all going to get into, and we're going to get on it about when we talk defense, about blitzes and putting pressure on Cam Newton, because that's really, really important. With a second-year quarterback, you need to make him throw from his heels, and move around a little bit. Make him look and make him think he's going to get hit, even if you don't really get to him, as long as you're close.
Right. 17 TDs he threw, interceptions he threw last year, okay? He was sacked 35 times. That's a huge number.
So
it can be done.
It can be done, and they did not win a lot of games last year. They started to win late in the season.
And we were two of those.
We were two of those. We were two of those few wins.
I want to write this down. 86-35 was the combined score. 718 total yards.
Wow.
2 games.
2 games.
Just want to make sure you know that.
Ouch. So that's a pretty rough game to start with.
It is.
For Tampa, they're going to have.
But it's a good litmus test, I think.
It is a quick test against a decent football team. Now they did not have a great record last year, but they won a lot of games against good opponents. Right. So we'll find out how Greg Schiano's Buccaneer way actually comes into effect here at the beginning.
I think the gauge is going to be where we can see what they can do against a pretty decent team. We looked at New England as in the preseason, the first teamers against the first teamers holding Tom Brady down.
Did a pretty good job.
Pretty good job.
Now, he was not a mobile quarterback.
Right.
And Tampa has got a huge problem with mobile quarterbacks. They have all along. So, a new coach, a little bit different defense. Maybe they'll find a way to keep. If they can keep him in the pocket, they have a great chance.
Well, Schiano's already come out and said they're going to have a spy on him no matter what. Okay, it's going to be somebody's going to be spying Cam Newton. But Schiano in his college days, and this is something that I didn't really think about, but I talked about Schiano. I didn't like him as a college coach coming into the NFL because he had no experience. But now he's bringing that college experience in there because a lot of college teams have very mobile quarterbacks, and you have to game plan for that. So maybe this comes in to play for that. Maybe he has an advantage here.
Absolutely. I say it's great to keep him in the pocket. Now, one of my keys to the game was to force him out of the pocket. My opinion on that is if you force him up in the pocket, that's good. But if he can stand outside in the back, then it's bad. But if you can force him outside or up against the offensive line, you're in good shape. Anywhere else in the dead center, you're in trouble with him.
And then hopefully our guys make the tackles they need to be. And that's something that you're going to be talking about on the defensive end too. I know that
we
for
are.
Sure.
The next segment, we're going to get into offensive needs, what they need to do, defensively what they need to do, and what we think overall about the game.
Yeah, this will be exciting. So you got to stay tuned. Joe's also going to have his bonehead.
That's a good one.
It's a great one.
Unbelievable.
It's a bonehead. And
great for Tampa.
A little bit of fantasy football, too, at the end of that segment. So stay tuned. We're going to come back with Carolina on the offense and defense of the game, what we need to do from Tampa Bay Buccaneers standpoint. Stay tuned.